Hey fam, I am here at the Aburi Botanical Gardens in the eastern region of Ghana, West Africa. We are in for a treat. We're going to have the pleasure to speak with Dr. Sharita Yazid. She is the founder of the African Culture and Wellness Festival. So you guys gotta stay tuned. I got my camera crew with me this morning. This is my favorite place to be. Love taking walks here. Just chill and meditate. It's always beautiful here. What's up, sister? How you doing?
Everybody?
Tell us a little bit about the African Culture and Wellness Festival and a little bit about yourself and how did the festival get started?
We started we did the first festival in 2012. The concept came to me in 2009. I do African dance in the States and we always do these African dance conferences.
Right.
And it's a lot of fun. We have master teachers who come from all over Africa, right? But I noticed that a lot of times we have a lot of people who are into health and wellness and then they don't have nothing to eat. And then there's so many different platforms where this is an opportunity to talk about, Africa and us coming together and learning more about the culture and things like that.
Right.
But the wellness side is always missing from a lot of our, events. So I said, you know what, I want to do that same thing here, have like an African dance conference or whatever, and then mix in some other things, but put that wellness side to it. Make it a vegan affair, so to speak. And so I talked with, several different brothers and sisters that's into health and wellness, fitness, African dance, master teachers, people teaching aerobics or doing, something that people who are into the PanAfrican movement and things like that.
Right.
And then just kind of gathered information, bringing some of them on board to help with the movement. And the whole goal in the first place was to create an African holistic wellness industry, or a movement, that's moved throughout Africa, throughout the global African, family.
Right.
Because we find that no matter where we go and we find Black people, regardless of our background, our languages, and our environment, we all have a lot of the same problem.
Right.
And we're all eating a lot of the same thing, a lot of starch, regardless of what you call it, fufu over here, or some kind of rice and, whatever we eat, bread and all this stuff that we eat so much of, or all the different meats and stuff that we eat, and it causes us to have a lot of different problems like high blood pressure and, diabetes and heart disease. And so it was funny to see that the several places I've been, and I can just say Ghana, Nigeria, Jamaica, and Brazil, and of course United States, Canada, I saw that we all are dealing with the same problem.
True.
Part of it also is that oppression, I'm saying, that that we've been dealing with, that's created this, these illnesses that we have. And through that, a lot of the food that we've been taking in, if we're not growing it ourselves, it can be considered like biological warfare, type food. When you have a clean temple, your mind is clear. You're thinking clearly.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? So even if you decide you're not going to be vegan, but every now and then, every 2 months, every 3 months, detox your system, cleanse out.
Right.
Mind, body, and spirit. Not just when you decide you're going to cleanse your body, cleanse everything. Get all those negative thoughts out of your head. You know what I'm saying? When you align yourself more with spirit, so you'll be able to always be guided in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? But when we got so much going on, we're eating crazy, we're doing nervous eating, we got these crazy schedules these days, you know.
Comfort food.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay, just real quick, I just need something just to satisfy this hunger. And you never really think about taking inventory on what you taking into your body, into your mouth, what your eyes are looking at all the time, what you're hearing all the time. You might have negative people around you all the time. You know what I'm saying? So that part needs to be addressed, because I feel like that's the missing element of the Pan-African movement. Our health is very, very important. It's our number one asset. Because no matter what we do, no matter what kind of background we have, no matter how much money we make, no matter how old we are, how young we are, if you don't have your health, you get to the point where you're useless. You have all this money, but you can't even do nothing with it because you're down with some kind of sickness. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I thought it was really important to put the wellness in the African culture and wellness. Because even with that, that's one and the same. Knowing who you are and knowing your culture is also healthy, especially your mental health, you know, which we know we have a lot of problems with Africans, especially in the diaspora, with mental issues. Even though we don't talk about it, it's kind of swept under the table. We don't go to the psychologist, we go to church, you know what I'm saying? And we don't really deal with, you know, our mental issues, you know. So the African Culture and Wellness Festival is there to answer that, to bring people from the diaspora and the continental Africans together, you know, to really talk about what we are doing to help build Africa, to bring back, you know, like a real Wakanda. Not this movie, but this real thing. And then create a situation or a platform for people who are into wellness and health, or into Pan-Africanism. Here's a platform for you now to display your goods, to play your music, to come and do a workshop, you know, but basically we want people to leave knowing something. So even if it's like somebody came with high blood pressure, and then the traditional healer who gave us workshop gave you an answer. Now, at least you got that. Even if you had been here the whole day, at least you have that. You know, so, or if you didn't know, like, we're going to have these knowledge scrolls that we put on the different trees, and it's going to be sponsored by Malebana restaurant that's in Prom, the ancestral wall. You know, so they're going to come and do the scrolls for us. So the concept came together 2009, 2012 is when we first actually did it. And when the concept came together, I was actually in Cape Elmina at One Africa, sitting on the rocks. My spot, I got a spot that I always sit on. And the concept came about because I asked the ancestors, I said, look, I want to be here. I don't want to have to go back. I want to be able to be here and live here in Africa. And whatever it takes for me to be able to stay here, then I'll be obedient to that. You know, so I made this promise that, okay, maybe what I can do is just help bring people here. So creating this festival, that was the intention, was to bring people here. You know, so so anyway, personally, it was for me to be able to do something to help our people to come over here.
Right.
And in return, by me doing this festival and sacrificing so much, you know, with no sponsorship, and trying to still pay bills, have 6 children, trying to put some of them through college, you know, and then some of them, you know, everybody's always in mama's pocket. You know, things get tight. First person you call is mama. You know, so trying to deal with all of that, and then letting them understand that, you know, I'm doing this sacrifice. You might not understand, but I'm sacrificing a little bit. And I know whatever I need, the money will just somehow just show up. And that's the way it's been. It's been really just on faith, you know, making this thing happen. And I try to bring on people who, like yourself, who have a certain understanding, who sees what the thing is about. And it's not about money, it's about you actually helping to get a message across. There you go. To help wake our people up.
I hear the passion in your voice. And how did you get started with the health and wellness and also sharing the culture with the people?
It's my own personal experience of growing up and having illness, having serious bronchitis, chronic respiratory problems. And then my father, who's a herbalist, and my mother is an herbalist too, just my father is the one in front. Growing up in that kind of household, and then them healing me, that was the thing and then watching them heal other people, you know what I'm saying? And then watching maybe somebody in my house having an accident and how they were able to fix it. So I totally believe in it because I've seen our business been around. New Body Products is the main sponsor of the festival, and we've been around since 1976, straight out of Compton. So we've been healing in the community for a long time. We have a health food store that's been there since 1976. You know, so and we do our manufacturing in Compton. We have our main office in Compton, and we're even about to start building a wellness complex, getting some land from the city of Compton. So it's going to be, so now after all this time and watching how people are able to really heal themselves, because we just give you the tools. It's up to you to actually go ahead and do it, you know. So, and then watching somebody take a herb and then watch their blood pressure go down, or take a herb and watch how their the arthritis, you know, now they're loose and limber and they can do yoga and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Watching people be really obese and then lose weight and now they're a fitness coach. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm passionate about it, because I believe in it. My own experience, then watching everybody, that's what gives you that passion, because it's something you can believe in because you have the proof and the evidence. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm so strong and confident about what I'm doing. And even my clients, they see it because they have a problem like, oh, that's not a problem. I can fix that. And that's how I make it, as even though it's serious, I make it so small. And even they look at me like, wait a minute, they just told me I had cancer 4th stage. I'm like, okay, so you just have an imbalance. So we just got to get it together. My mother always said, you know, we never came into it about money. It never was about money. She said, because we did it out of our heart and we really wanted to help people and heal people, then the money started coming. And that's how it is, because you're doing the work and you have needs. As a healer, you can't just be out there just free whatever. But we did a lot of free stuff, especially in the beginning, a lot of 2 to 3 meetings a week. Something, maybe a yoga class, maybe something, a class talking on health. You know what I'm saying? And then we always had that PanAfrican piece up in there too. You see, we decided to take that part of the movement. That's the part that was missing in the movement. Because a lot of our historians, they can come and talk about the wonderful things of Africa and our history. But if you look at a lot of history of a lot of cultures, they're going to talk about food. Food is definitely something they're going to talk about. They're going to talk about their medicine and their healing. But we don't get that part with a lot of we get a lot, but we that part we don't necessarily get. So when we talk about the people who build, our ancestors who built the pyramids, well, what was their diet? What was they thinking? How were they living? What was their mindset? You know what I'm saying? We need to know those things so we can get back to being those great people.
So the festival is going down February 9th, 2019. So it's here in the Bree. Why in the Bree?
Well, one, I live here.
Okay.
But it's a healing, it's a wellness. So I wanted to be in an environment where you see the trees and, you know, it's a common environment. You see how nice and calm it is here. And healing can easily take place here. I don't feel any healing in the city. You know, everybody's like, you need to do it in the city. I said, no, y'all need to come out of the city. Get a break, take a break, do a local vacation. You know, and then come up. There's so many hotels up here from any price range. All price ranges, from something that's like a hostel all the way to a 4-star, 5-star hotels, luxury. So whatever you want to spend and whatever you want to do. And then some people have actually stayed in the park to the next morning, hanging around, talking, fireside chats, you know.
So it's going to be all night?
Well, no, we only go to 12. But see, people, sometimes the trotros, they don't get started till like maybe 3 o'clock in the morning. Some people might not have rides. And even though we try to set up, you know, for people to come, the people will only stay around for so long, and then the drivers, they'll leave. So then people get stuck here and they're like, you know what, we're just gonna have fun with it. That's happened twice. I was like, and I would come back to kind of gather things. I'm like, wait a minute, you guys are still here?
I remember last year when we was here, I think it was here till like 1 o'clock in the morning, and everybody was still jamming. It was a beautiful full moon. I loved it.
Nice. Yeah. So and then at nighttime it just looks so nice. Most of the time we don't see the gardens at nighttime because they close at 6.
Exactly.
But it's a whole nother environment. I remember just sitting there watching the artists on stage, and I just started looking up at the sky, and I'm seeing how the breeze was, and then, like you say, we see the moon, and it was just like a nice vibe, So that's why I wanted to do something here, because mainly because of the wellness side, and it's also African to be in open space around nature, and so that's a natural thing for us too.
And you still get a good turnout here too.
Yeah, and even this year with the Year of Return, it's been so much attention on Tree Radio. The brother in my house, he said, "I heard your festival, on the radio." It was on the Tree station, and they were just talking about the Year of Return, and they were talking about the upcoming events, So that's really gonna help bring attention. So even if you don't make it here this year, you're gonna at least hear about, the African Culture and Wellness Festival, which will lead you to come. We're doing it biennial, so every 2 years. So the next time will be 2021.
Right.
Yeah, but we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of workshops. We start off in the morning with a health walk challenge. So you're going from IU Mensa, Toll Booth, coming all the way to the garden. So it's about 7 kilometers.
Okay.
Start at 5:30 in the morning. Then we come here, and then we start at 9 o'clock with the expos. So we have the Healers Expo, the African Marketplace, the African Natural Beauty Expo, and the Vegan All-Star Food Court. And then we also have a pavilion for the children. It's called the Peanut Butter Kids, which we do a year-round program. The Peanut Butter Kids is this year. I'm really interested to see, how they're gonna put the whole thing together. But we're gonna have vegan cooking by 9-year-olds teaching. You see what I'm saying? And one of them who wasn't vegetarian last year, she's just trying to make her changes, but she said, I want to teach. I have a recipe. I want to teach this year, and she's here from Ghana, from the mountains here. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen with that. And then the workshops we have has to do with, we do what we call African fitness. So we have Afrobics, we have traditional African dance, we have capoeira, which is like an African martial arts. We have comedic yoga. And then we'll do workshops like on wellness to do with vegan cooking demonstrations, African traditional medicine, natural treatment for the hair and skin, and telling people about the harmful effects of all the chemicals that we put on our body. And just a variety of different things, that we're going to be speaking on. So the workshops have always been excellent because we got some really good presenters, and that really know their stuff, that has results, and they're easy to learn from. Like when you leave, you're going to actually know from the traditional healer what this plant looked like, where to get it, how to pick it, how to use it. If you got malaria, you take this plant and mix it with this plant, and you do this. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be very hands-on, practical, workshops. And then at night we do the regeneration concert, and that's when the lights, the sun goes down, the moon is there, and then the nice breeze and the nice, it's just a nice atmosphere. And then we'll have a lot of different local artists, as well as Muta Baruka is our featured artist, and he's coming from Jamaica. And we go from 8 to 12 midnight for the and then it might run over a little bit, depends on how people are feeling.
Exactly.
But it's always been a really nice concert and some nice artists. And all of our artists are either vegetarian or health advocates, Pan-African thinking, and it shows in their songs and their music. We're gonna have a few different artists this year, like yourself, and I'm bringing on Afia, straight out of Compton, where I'm from.
Okay.
She got some nice, very African-centered music, and she got that little edge to her, that but still keeps it ghetto fabulous,
Yes.
And so it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna also start off with a tour actually on the 30th of January, and then go all the way to the 7th.
Okay.
So they'll hit about 5 different regions of the 10 regions of Ghana, and then we'll do our launch on February 7th, which is we're collaborating with Jam Rock Jamaican restaurant.
Right.
and we're going to do a live radio broadcast of Muta Baruka's Irie FM Cutting Edge show that he's been doing every Wednesday and Thursday in Jamaica for like maybe 20 years. And everybody in Jamaica is tuned into Muta during this time. So, but he's going to do it from Ghana, the live remote from Ghana. We talked him into it, so he's going to do
message.
it.
Awesome, brother.
Yeah. So it's going to be real nice. So y'all, stay tuned, and you're going to see what's going to happen.
But before we let you go, where can people go to find more information?
You can visit us at www.acawf.com, and you can find all information for vending, sponsorship, registration for the tours, or what have you. Everything is there.
If you are here in the Accra region, you have to come to the Aburi Botanical Gardens, February 9th, 2019. It is going down. And yes, your boy John Christian is going to be performing live amongst other great artists, and it's going to be awesome. Vendors, this is kid friendly, so bring the family. We're going to have a blast here. You see all this land right here, y'all. So there's going to be a whole bunch of people here, and we're going to have a good time. So make sure y'all come out.
Ashe.
Right.